If you could, click the notification bell and the, what is that other thing called? The subscribe button.
Subscribe.
Shut it off and start it again.
Take 2.
Blooper. Hey everyone, Shelly is behind the camera giving me a bad time today.
Hi.
It's my bloopers.
It's blooper day.
I am in the cabin here building some shelves in the kitchen and some cabinets. And if you could, subscribe. Okay. Take 3.
Subscribe.
Yeah, okay. This is Martin, and I am in the kitchen in the cabin today and getting ready to build some cabinet shelves for storing things. If you could, hit the subscribe button, the notification bell. And what I've done is I've pre-cut a couple of things here, a couple of boards, just to save a little time. And cabinets are generally built one of two ways. They're either built as a box, as a separate unit, and come and brought in and then attached to the walls, or they can be built in. And I'm actually just building these in. The cabin is small. We're only about a 400 square foot cabin, so it's a small space, and we have to really make do of every kind of inch of space that we have without taking up too much space. And that's going to be the case of this cabinet. We're going to build some more traditional ones up above over here, but for this wall there's just not a lot of space, so we went with something that's going to be a little bit narrower. And what I've done is I've got some of this white, I guess is melamine, I think that's what they call it, and some pine over here, and then if you can see down below, I've just framed up a toe kick area that's going to be the base of this cabinet that will attach to the wall, and then just start building everything up from there. And so now that you kind of see how the layout is, I'm going to go ahead and start getting ready to assemble it, and then we're going to go ahead and start building everything up from that point, and I'll explain what we're doing as we go. Okay, I've screwed this into the lower plate of the wall back here so it's nice and solid. I've also put this panel on by attaching it to the frame of the kitchen countertop, and then I put 2 screws down below into the frame here to hold all of that very sturdy. Next thing I'm going to do is put in a block across the back here to support the shelf that's going to be up here on top. And I've gone ahead and measured that out. I'm using a 2x4 for a couple of reasons. I want to have, to start with, I want it to be really sturdy, but then also 2x4s are just cheaper than 1x. So anyway, that will go in right here. I'll get it level, and then I've made it 3/4 of an inch. I've made it 3/4 of an inch shy of the end of this, because I do want to put a block on here to help support the shelf out towards the front. So anyway, I'll do that next. I should also mention that there's water lines running on the back side of this wall, and they're running about right through here. So right in here up to about, I guess about right here. So this area right here is an area that I want to completely avoid with any kind of screws or nails. I'm going to be putting things up above here, but there's water lines in there. There is also 1 or 2 electrical lines in there, so you just don't want to use, when you know there's stuff like that behind there, you don't want to use something that's going to penetrate so far into the wall that you might hit one of those. So the next thing here is just going to be positioning this top countertop. So if we do it right there, and then we'll go ahead and continue building out the cabinet down below, and then eventually go with something up here. This end, this side of the cabinet over here is actually going to be the wall boards that we're going to be bringing over from the bathroom door on over here and extend them out to support and become this end of the cabinet. The first panel of this wall here and the end of this cabinet starts right here at the bottom. We're going to bring it out to the front of this. There'll be a face frame that will be added to the front there. And we're going to go 34 1/2. So the other thing we'll be doing here is cutting out the area for the toe kick down below here. And we are blocking this up because at some point I think we'll put tile down here on this cement. But so we're starting everything about 3/4 of an inch off the floor. So I am just going to be marking the back side of this toe kick area. And that'll get cut out to fit this little spot down here. All right, this next board will be going in here, and I've got a couple of outlets to cut around, and I've got a short piece here to kind of mock up just to see where I'm at. And it looks like I'll be cutting out an outlet in there and then just notching out for this top one here in this next piece of wood. And you may wonder why we have a brown outlet and a white outlet. In this house or in this cabin, all of the white outlets are off-grid outlets. That means everything is run off the solar plant or the generator that comes through here. We do have kind of an emergency backup. If the solar system that we've got here fails for any reason, we can plug in, and this is actually grid power here, the brown ones are. There's very few of these in this cabin, but they are there. I've got it plugged in there. I did have it plugged in down here this morning. I moved it up here so I could work around that. So once it's all done, we'll go back to the off-grid outlet here, and this is the way this whole entire cabin is wired up. So I've got off-grid lights, outlets, on-grid outlets and lights. So this is the inside of the cabinet, the shelf. It will be going right across here, and I need to put up a couple of blocks that we can nail the front piece of the frame to kind of support the front of the cabinet. So it will be like that, and of course it'll go all the way across. I've got one cut to the right length for that, but these pieces need to go in order to have something to secure that to. And this is 2 3/4 of an inch, so it'll have the face frame that's going to be going on the front of this. The top piece will be 3 inches, so it'll be slightly wider than that. But this one, and the one on the other side will be the ones going in next. Okay, so right there is where that shelf will go, and as you can see down below, we're going to have room to build about 8-inch wide shelves down here. There's the kitchen wall, and we're going to come up about 2 more panels here to get up to about this spot roughly, and from that point up we're going to be doing some shelves that are about 5 inches, so they'll be out here about this far. And that'll make up some of the kind of just food storage and things like that shelves for the kitchen here. And I want to come up straight with this. At some point I'll be cutting it back at an angle to get to the depth of the upper shelf, but I'm going to wait until I get a little farther along before I start that. It's one of those things where you kind of make it up as you go, and that's what we're going to be doing on that part of the cabinet anyway. I think I'll end this video here because my chip is just about full, and then I'll be making another one of the upper cabinet and the shelves down below there. But you can kind of see what that's starting to look like. And obviously we're still working on the kitchen here, but this is what that corner is looking like. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a like and a share, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and the notification bell. See you next time.